What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Mad Church Disease Podcast. I'm your humble host and servant, Marcellus. I want to welcome you tonight to tonight's podcast, and I'm grateful to have every single one of y'all with me tonight. We are definitely going to be talking, dealing with our part two of Larry Reid, of the Larry Reid Live crash out over the Dwayne Youngblood case. We're definitely going to be dealing with that. And I just want to welcome all of you to the podcast tonight. I am going to take my time tonight. And the reason why I'm going to take my time tonight is because it's twofold. First, I'm going to try to get through this first transcript of the first live because we haven't even gone through that one. But I'm going to leave it up to you guys to put in the chat later what you want me to discuss regarding the other lives that have been done. I'm going to give it free reign tonight so you guys can talk about whatever it is that you want, and you can mention whatever you want. And so I want to say that first and foremost. So thank you guys so very much for that. And I appreciate you guys greatly for coming to the podcast. Now, I'm going to be very honest in my commentary tonight. I am not trying to offend anyone. I am not trying to throw anyone under the bus tonight. I'm just being honest in my commentary. Okay, so I need for everybody to understand. So put on your big grown-up pants tonight and understand that I am going to call some things out, and I'm going to make some observations that might seem to some people that may seem out of the ordinary, but I can only be me, and I must talk about it freely and openly. Okay. So that's the first thing that I want to say. Shout out to all of the members. Shout out to all of the supporters of the program tonight. Shout out to Ava, Jacqueline, Cece. Good to see you in here. Lynn Pearson, Annie Smith. Good to see you in here. Sunkiss. Good to see you. I saw Cut the Fluff, Sports Media. Good to see you. Nicole. Good to see you. Daryl. Good to see you here as well. K Rich. Good to see you. Jesse. Good to see you. AB as well. Good to see you all here as well. Now, I'm going to just tell you the flat out truth. Hey, what's up, Miss T Pre? Let me tell y'all. Sun kiss. I'm sure there'll probably be a couple of expletives before we're done. Let me just say this. I'm not surprised by what I saw yesterday because I really believe that was contrived and that was presented in a way to try to minimize Larry Reid's culpability in the entire matter as it relates to Dwayne Youngblood. Do I think that is going to work? Absolutely not. It is not going to work. And it is not going to work, ladies and gentlemen, because as I said on the thumbnail, he's been caught. There are several things that Larry has said in these videos that are going to come back to bite him in the butt when he should have just been quiet. But of course, you know as well as I know that Larry has a very difficult time keeping his mouth closed, and it is what it is. And so we're definitely going to deal with that. Let me start off by saying last night when St. James decided to team up with the other podcaster, I normally refer to him as the green-haired gremlin, because I refuse normally to call his name. After the disrespect that he showed Levantre yesterday, I'm really not going to call his name because what he did to Levantre was disgusting. And I think it was completely disgusting, and it was a whole mess. And I'm gonna deal with that as well. But I want to take my time because I have so many thoughts and I don't want to be so emotionally stirred up that I cannot get out all of the things that I want to say. So you all just work with me tonight. Now, when it's your time to start mentioning stuff to me that you want me to talk about, I want you to put that in the chat hastily and don't waste any time with it, but don't do it yet. Let me get out what I need to get out. And then maybe some of you can come up and then you can mention certain things about what you heard. And if you have questions, you can ask me any questions that you want. All right. First things first. So when the live went on last night between St. James, I went to St. James's platform. I started to watch the beginning of the live and I was going to put comments into the live, but I noticed that it was really being broadcast from the other podcasters' platform. Therefore I didn't put anything in the chat because I was like, okay, I don't need to have this kind of drama because my life is very good right now and I have a lot of peace in my life. So I didn't need all the drama. So I said, you know what? I'm a man of a certain age, a certain thought process. I don't need to be put nothing. And somebody told me that Tasha Global came over there and realized that she wasn't in that, you know, that was a live that was being shared amongst the two. She put a comment in and then she left and said she will come back another time. What happened between me yesterday is I started watching it. I tried to start watching it. The first question that was posed to St. James was so ridiculous and so one-sided and lopsided. You could see from the first question that was posed that this situation was set up to make Larry look a certain type of way. And I said to myself, when that first question came up, and then I heard St. James respond to that first question, I said, oh no, I am not about to spend my time watching this. That's not what I'm going to do. So, ladies and gentlemen, what I did was I got up and I went to dinner. I got in my car, I got up and I went to dinner. Yes, I did. I went to dinner. I was sitting at dinner responding to some of you guys' private messages and DMs that you all sent to me. And I took pictures so that I could show some of you that I was sitting at dinner because I didn't want nobody to think I was lying. So y'all know, for those of you that know, you know, who text me, I showed y'all even know what I had for dinner yesterday, right? So I was like, I am not going to watch this, right? I'm just not going to do it. And I discovered that on the first question posed to St. James. Now, shout out to St. James for even having the guts to go up there again and do that. I don't always agree with St. James's choices, but hey, he wants to go up there and do it. God bless him all the more. He's a grown man. He can do what he wants. But I'm also a grown man, and I have to give some clarity to some couple of things that I heard and I saw. And so I hope that I will be extended the same amount of respect that I extend to these other grown men on these platforms. Understand something. I came back home last night and I put the live on fast forward because that is the only way that I can watch that Green Goblin monster is to put his ass on fast forward. You heard what the hell I said. I cannot sit through no 4-hour live. Do you all not realize in the last 2 days that between Larry, St. James, and this other man, they have literally been online for over 16 hours. If I sat here and tried to give you guys commentary for over 16 hours worth of talking, I would never be able to get offline. And this would be the longest live in history. And y'all know I'd be trying to get done with my commentary in 1 hour and 30 minutes, right? So I'd be done. I'd be like, let me get up out of here. So let me just tell you this. Let me tell you this. There were questions that were posed to St. James, and I hope some of you remember them, that I'm going to answer for you and give you a different answer, okay? And we will discuss it in a way that I don't have to contort my responses. I can literally just answer the questions. Now, if you all have been following my platform, you all know that I have told you that Larry has been lying and so has Bernard Jordan been lying. I told you that they have both been lying. And one of the reasons why I like being an independent vlogger and an independent person on YouTube is that I do not have to contort my responses because I am not in allegiance or alliance with any of these nutbags. I can literally say what it is and let the chips fall where they may. Part of the problem with a lot of this, and I want y'all to hear me and hear my heart. A part of the problem when you get in bed with some of these preachers and these leaders and these people is that you have to start curtailing your responses. Even though you know the truth, you have to become very skillful at how you answer it so that you don't hurt these people's feelings. Because I'm going to tell you something. The green-haired goblin, at one particular time on the live, the other live that he did with Larry told him, in one particular instance, he said, well, I thought you were smarter than that. So that was an indication to the green-haired goblin, you better get yourself back in line, because if you don't get yourself back in line, this conversation is about to go awry, and I'm probably going to drop down, and we're not going to have no interview, right? And then on the other hand, I saw a question posed to St. James, and St. James kind of like he skillfully navigated his way through an answer. But I knew why he was answering the question the way that he was answering the question, because he has a newfound relationship with Bishop E. Bernard Jordan. Well, I don't have no relationship with neither one of these ninjas, so I can just be forthcoming and just tell you what like it TI is. And I want all of you vloggers to hear me. This is one of the reasons why you want to stay independent in your context of your conversation, and you want to be independent and be able to speak freely, because I don't want to be beholden to nobody. As a man, I should be able to speak freely and give my opinions freely without me risking losing the relationship that I have with other individuals. What kind of adults are you when you have to curtail your commentary so as to not offend somebody that you're supposed to be in a friendship, camaraderie with, relationship with, where you just can't tell the truth and tell things how you see it? You understand what I'm saying? So it makes it, for me personally, it makes me look at these people really weird. Like I have to look at folks really weird. And as of late, you know, I've been paying attention to a whole lot. And I'm just like, Now, like I said, I commend St. James for going over there and doing it. But there was a lot of questions posed to St. James that on some level he answered in the best way he could because of the situation he's in. And I respect it. I understand it. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen, I want some of you to understand. I'm going to give you a different answer, and we're going to have a different type of conversation. That's the first thing that I want to cover. The second thing I'd like to say, starting off this live, who the fuck does Larry think he is? Who the fuck does Larry Reid think he is? First of all, I am in no relationship, and we all as vloggers are under no obligation to speak well of Larry and to always assume and give Larry the benefit of the doubt when we all have seen and heard from him since 2015 nothing but lies. He has done nothing but lie to us since the beginning. Now, Larry, I believe he posed a question yesterday to St. James and says, hey, when have I told a lie? What did I lie about? Ladies and gentlemen, pull up a chair. Let's have a discussion. Larry, where's my water? Let me take a sip. Larry, you came out here in 2015 and you told these people that you had an internationally recognized ministry. That was a whole lie. Just because you go overseas and you start dating a woman who lives across the sea or in another place does not mean your black ass got an international ministry. Okay, that's the first thing. That was a whole lie. Larry, you told these people that you had been pastoring for over 20 years. Larry, you have not been pastoring no damn body for over 20 years. That's been a whole lie. Let me be very clear about this. Larry, in all of these raggedy muffin churches that you had, you never had more than 50 people. Just like in this Reformation shit that you got going on where y'all worshiping in the dark, you ain't had no more than 150 to 200 people to show up to this bullshit that you keep giving every year, where you sitting up trying to raise $500,000 in one meeting from 150 to 200 people. Okay. Then you turn around and you get on the phone and you start calling these people so that you can raise more money, because that is what Bernard Jordan's system taught you how to do. Second lie, Larry. Here's a third lie that you told us. Let's be clear. This is the third lie you told, Larry. You said, let me get it straight, because you said, Larry, that you were a heterosexual man. You told everybody in 2015 that you were a heterosexual. Larry, you were lying when you said that. Larry, here is your fourth lie, because you say, what lie have you told? I'm going to tell you the lies that you have told. The fourth lie that you told, Larry, when when Levante Andrews and those other victims came forward to discuss the things that you had done, you contorted all of your half truths into a Patreon situation where you then alluded to, halfway crook admitted to the things that were being said about you, but you didn't quote unquote come outright and tell the truth about it. So Larry, you were lying. Larry, you also lied about all of the cases. Talking about you done won all of your cases. Larry, that is a damn lie. Okay, let's try this on for size, Larry. Larry, did you win the E. Dewey Smith case? Hell no, you didn't win. Which means, Larry, when you go out here and you tell all of these people that you won all of your cases, you are lying. You appealed the E. Dewey Smith case all the way up into the Georgia Supreme Court. That's where it was on its way to. You claim that you and E. Dewey Smith ran into each other in the airport and you guys agreed to squash whatever you guys had going on. In my opinion, Larry, what you did was you ran into that man in that airport, probably fell on your knees and agreed to suck his in order for that case to go away. That's my opinion. Now I'm just saying that's what I'm thinking transpired, because he had you by what you love so very best, Larry, balls. He had your black ass by the balls. And that's what you did. You went over there and you went groveling to that man so that you could actually get that case to go away. Don't play, Larry, like you don't lie. Okay. All right. You have told so many lies, Larry. Now, here's the other piece of this that I did not like. They put it on St. James to watch every one of Larry's videos in order for him to know if Larry has changed his view about the Dwayne Youngblood case. And if you have children in the room, just get them out of the room. I'm going to give you time, because every time I talk about this man, I get mad. And I'm sorry, because this is my platform and I want to be able to discuss things the way I want to discuss them. So can you all please exit your children out of the room? I'm gonna give you time. I know I've dropped a few already, but get your kids out of the room. This is gonna be one of these shows. I can already tell. Remove your children. Remove your children. Remove your children. And if you at your workplace, you might want to put in your earbuds or turn the volume down, because this is not one of these things that you're going to want to play out loud. Larry, and all of these people who believe that it is our fucking job to do double work and go behind Larry Reid and fact check every bullshit ass answer that this man has given over the years. That's not our fucking job. That's not our job. My job is not to come back after you done said all of this bullshit about Dwayne Youngblood and TD Jakes and fact check your work. That's how I know you and Tyrone Blackburn may have been in cahoots with one another, because he has the same kind of bullshit kind of work ethic. Tyrone Blackburn expects people to go behind him and double check all his AI work and have to prove to the court that the bullshit that he's submitting to the court is AI. Just like you keep coming to the internet trying to convince everybody that we have to go behind you and fact check all of your damn videos to see if you've changed your mind or you've got a new story to tell. Fuck you, Larry. And nobody, it is not St. James's responsibility to do that shit. It's not his job. It's not any vlogger's job. You came out here saying that this man, and you put this tier 3 sex offender up on your platform, and you said all of this bullshit with this tier 3 sex offender, and then you want to come to the public now and try to wash your hands like you haven't done anything, you haven't said anything, and you are not responsible for bringing this man up on your platform and allowing him to say all of this bullshit without really giving him any pushback. You didn't question the information. So here's the funny thing, y'all. The very thing that he's asking for all of the vloggers for us to do in relation to him, he didn't do none of that shit when it came to Dwayne Youngblood. What kind of pushback did he give Dwayne Youngblood? He just assumed that every damn thing that Dwayne Youngblood was saying was the truth. Now you tell me if I'm fucking wrong. When did he push back on Dwayne Youngblood and tell Dwayne Youngblood, oh, Dwayne, I don't know, this story sounds a little fishy. Dwayne, let me ask you a couple of questions in this regard. No, he brought that tier 3 sex offender up on his platform. He allowed that man to say whatever he wanted to with no pushback. But he's coming to the vloggers. He's coming to St. James. He's coming to everybody else in the internet YouTube space, saying we need to give him the benefit of the doubt, because we don't never give Larry the benefit of the doubt. Listen here, Larry, why would I give you the benefit of the doubt when all you have ever done is lie? And you are a coward. You try to create certain environments where you can come up and let me just tell you, that whole thing between him and that green-haired goblin yesterday was all contrived. That was pre-planned, pre-positioned in order for them to try to prove to the court that Larry has been aloof from this situation and he didn't know what the hell was going on. Let me tell you, I'm going to tell you like that little white boy said in his car seat, bullshit. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. That's what that is. That's all bullshit. You're not going to put something on us that you won't even put on your damn self, Larry, because you didn't do that when you brought that tier 3 sex offender up. You didn't question him, and you didn't give Bishop T.D. Jakes the benefit of the doubt. You didn't do that. You didn't do that. So how dare you put the onus on vloggers and YouTubers and the expectation on us when you didn't even do that your damn self? But I give St. James his credit for going over there and speaking to that man. But I don't even understand how in the world that you didn't think that the man wasn't going to do nothing but contort. You gave him an opportunity, St. James, but all he was going to do was keep lying. That's all he was going to do. That's all he was going to do. But listen, I don't need to be your friend, Larry, because let me tell you something. I've often told you all this. In order for me to be a person's friend, if I have to become a carbon copy of them, or I have to not be a man who can have honest dialogue with other men and we can talk together as men, then I don't want to be your damn friend. Because what you like, Larry, is you like people who always agree with you. Those are the kind of people that you like, Larry. You want people to just simply agree with whatever you say, give you no pushback. And when somebody does push back on you, then you throw up your hands and you tell me, oh, you feel attacked. All of that gaslighting bullshit that you did with St. James and all of them people over there, that was just bullshit. That's what that was. It was gaslighting bull. And then for your little for one of your hoes at the end of the live to tell you to run him to run him his cash app and send him his money when he's already admitted he was paid to stay. But Larry, you can't keep your hoes in line. You can't keep your hoes in line because at the end of the live, one of your hoes just went off the rails. That hoe went off the rails. He caused a whole nother shit storm. You guys know if those of you that have pets, do y'all know how when you take your pets outside and you take your pets to a new area, they start sniffing around and they'll sniff for a scent, a place where the scent hasn't been left, and they'll lift up their leg and they'll piss on it. Well, whether you know it or not, that little crap that the green-haired goblin pulled at the end of his life, all he did was lift up his leg on Larry and piss on him to remind them other hoes that Larry has. He was marking his territory, and he was telling the rest of them hoes, don't think that I'm not the bottom bitch around here. I'm the head bitch around here. Just y'all keep that in mind. That's what he did. And he reminded the rest of them who was the head bitch in charge. That's what he did. And then all of a sudden, the floodgates opened up. And everybody on the internet was mad and angry and upset. Shamu didn't know what to do with himself. Pearl was over there hollering and screaming and cussing and fussing. And you know what I felt last night? I said, Lord, thank you that I do not have to deal with none of this stuff. I took my black behind to dinner and I protected my peace, which I'm going to do tonight. Because as soon as this live is over, I'm going downstairs and I'm having my dinner. Because I know they think in their warped minds that we're literally watching them. They really believe that. They really believe that. And all of these people really believe that we're sitting down and watching them. No, Daryl and I talk so much, sometimes offline, on how peaceful we are right now because our names aren't in any of this. But you see how they tried to bring Daryl's name up yesterday? Y'all see how slick they was with that yesterday? Larry come bringing up Daryl Moore's name. Tomorrow, oh, you had that man up on your platform. Now listen, St. James. This is where the male in me has to really roar. I'm sorry. I just have to say this. This is just me. I don't like when another man tries to control what I do on my platform, right? I can understand that when somebody comes to your platform and you have certain rules about how you run your stuff, I can respect that. I can get all of that. But what I do not understand is how another man gonna tell another man, well, I don't like that you have certain people up on your platform who speak disparagingly about me. Nigga, what? Nigga, who? If they don't like you, that has nothing to do with me. But I'm gonna tell you all something. You all have such thin skin, and you say that that I'm immature and that Daryl is immature. No, you're immature because a real man and a real adult understands. I don't listen. If one of my friends has another issue with another friend of mine, I don't make them choose. I don't say, well, in order for you to be friends with me, you're going to have to leave this other person alone. That kind of stuff, that is so immature. You just tell them, look, out of respect for my other friend, I don't discuss them. I don't have those types of conversations because we're all adults. We don't discuss that. And if you have it on your mind, oh, when certain people come up on your platform, you don't want them to discuss a certain person, you have more than a right to do that if you want to. But don't then turn around and you discuss the person, but don't give another person an opportunity to discuss the person because you're trying to keep a relationship with a friend or a person that you're really not friends with in the first place. Because let's just go here for a moment. I'm sorry, I got to get a couple of things off my chest. According to all y'all anyway, there ain't no damn friends on the internet. That's what all of you say anyway, right? So if there ain't no damn friends on the internet, then why are you crying and bitching about somebody who brings somebody else up on their platform who don't like your black ass? Explain that to me. When St. James brought up Jives on his platform, I don't have no beef with Jives. I just don't rock with Jives. You saw how I handled the situation, correct? I was respectful. I said what I had to say. I asked the man my question, and then I got on up off the live. That's how you can conduct yourself. So all of these people running around here thinking, oh, Marcellus is going to go off the hinges or he's going to go off the rails. No, I never go off the rails. I've been doing this longer than most of you. So I conduct myself how I know to conduct myself. First of all, I bowed my head. If y'all remember, if y'all was on that live, I bowed my head because I had to pray and ask God, Lord, help me. So what you didn't see was me asking Jesus and them for all the help I could get. I was asking Jesus and them to help me. Jesus and them, all of them. I needed Moses. I needed Joshua. Lord, help me. I said what I said to Jives. I asked him my one question, and then I left. Simple as that. You didn't see me and Jives yelling and screaming at one another. And we did that out of respect. And I did that out of respect for St. James's platform. Because when you respect an individual or you're trying to respect an individual, you respect them. You don't try to be slimy and grimy and do underhanded things to that person, that individual. Let's move on. So Larry, I don't know who the fuck you think you are. I don't know who you think you are. I don't know who you think you are that you just can control everybody's platform. You don't get that luxury with me. No. And I'll tell you like I tell everybody else. I will talk about you until I get good and damn ready. You don't control me, nigga. You don't control me. And you're not going to tell me who and what I can and who I can have up on my platform. And somebody, I just think, just put it here, right up here. Very good point. You platformed a whole predator. But you're going to come over here telling other people who they can have on their platform because it makes you feel uncomfortable because someone spoke ill of you. Nigga, who is you? And this is the same shit that I used to tell you way back in the day that you lying about because, of course, we never had no conversation. Larry, you remember when I told you a long time ago that you needed to learn how to respect other content creators and the work that they did? And you brought your tail up on your platform talking about you don't owe them niggas nothing. That's because you do not understand and respect other people. You think that the respect should only go in one direction towards you. And that's because you are a narcissist. You are narcissistic behind. That's why you expect everybody to bow down to you. Listen to me. I am a full-grown man. I don't kiss men's asses, nor do I sniff their balls, nigga. Let me be frank. Let me just be myself. Nigga, you the one running around your whole life sniffing behind somebody else's ass and balls, nigga. That ain't how we roll over here. And I'm not saying that anybody who is any other kind of relationship does not deserve to be in their relationship or do whatever they want. But there's a different type of energy over here. And you need to understand what type of energy over here. Ain't nobody scared of you. What? And the only reason why I'm not yelling, because I really feel the need to yell, is because I got other folks in the house today. And I know they're going to come in here in a minute and be like, what in the world's wrong with Marcellus? I'm good. I just need for you to understand what type of person you're dealing with. You ain't dealing with no girls. You're dealing with grown men, fool. And grown men do not run around and let other grown men control them. Just like you had to get away from Bernard Jordan because you felt like Bernard Jordan was trying to control you, and you used that damn voting bullshit to get out of it. Larry, it's the same way with everybody else. Now let me pull up this transcript. Let me pull up this transcript before I forget, because I done went off on a tangent and I'm sorry. But I just felt that in my shondo. But you don't get to control my platform, and you don't get to control what I talk about. I don't care if we don't ever have another conversation in life. One thing about it, when people hear me speak about you, they can trust that I'm not coming from a place where you're cash apping me or I need to be in your good grace in order for me to speak freely. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that with any vlogger. Now, if I have a relationship, as far as a working professional relationship, I'm not going to come out here and say certain things about certain vloggers. I'll deal with them in private. I won't come out here and lambaste them. Oh, I'm just saying. Let me go over here to this because there's a couple of things that I need to deal with. There's a couple of things I need to deal with on that first. Because the green hair goblin said a couple of things here I want to do. He was talking about and the 6 minute mark, and see, it's too long because this thing went on for 3-4 hours, so I can't talk about everything. But he says he was talking about Dwayne Youngblood revisiting his experience with Bishop T.D. Jakes last year when he sat down and did a 2-part series with and he keeps referring to him as Dr. Larry Reid. Why? I don't know, because his doctorate is not real. He did not get it from an accredited school, so I don't even know why y'all sitting around calling him no Dr. Larry Reid. He's doctor of bullshit. He's doctor of blunts and balls. Because don't keep in mind that he told y'all that he would, he don't know why his daughter didn't come to him when she needed some weed, that he could have turned her on to his weed, man. Y'all remember that, right? Y'all remember that? Moving right on. Liar. Talking about you don't talk about, you never lied to the public, Larry. Oh, okay. Now, Larry, I can already hear you saying, oh, I never told y'all none of those things because it was none of your business. Well, hold on, Larry. How is it everybody else's business your business, but when we talk about your business, it's none of our business? What the fuck? Is you serious? So you can have a conversation about everybody else, but nobody can say shit about you, nigga? What? That's not how grown men roll. And maybe because you've been around such certain types of men in your ministry and around you that you've never encountered a real man's pushback energy toward you, because you've been able to gaslight people and treat people like they're stupid for so long. And Vincent even said in one of his lives, Vincent talked about the fact that you find a weakness in them and you use it against them. And most of these vloggers that you're working with, you find their weakness and you use it against them. Somebody said, what's William's weakness? Money. The homeless ass nigga's always homeless, going from pillar to post, staying in an extended stay some damn where. Now, according to King Jobs, he's in the medicated apartments. This the longest y'all have ever seen him be able to hang up that poster on the wall and go live. I'm just saying, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody said, what's Pearl's weakness? I guarantee you there is a cupcake somewhere with his damn name on it. Everything about him smells that he has to eat continuously. I bet you that's his weakness. I bet you he has others. I bet you he has a tremendous amount of other weaknesses. He's going to find one weakness in them and he's going to exploit it. That's why they're over there going back and forth all the time. Why are these people who don't even know me attacking me? Have you ever thought about that? I don't know Pearl. Pearl doesn't even know me. Pearl was being disrespectful to me from jump when he was way over there with King Jives. And that whole illusion, like he didn't know who I was, when you were sitting on a panel every damn week with Jives, when Jives was ripping me a new one, and you were sitting right over there, and now you're trying to act like, we didn't know them, I didn't know them, there was no, I don't know who these people are. Man, knock it off, bro. We're men of a certain age. You should at least be able at some point to tell the truth and stop with all these damn lies. That's the part for me. Cut it out. Just cut it out. Because I'm never going to say your name. You be over there all day, you and that damn dead ass white lady over there talking about me 24/7. And you know how I know? Because people send me the clip. They some kind of way they screen record it and they send me the screen recording. Well, Marcella said this and Marcella said that. And the funny thing is when they did it, I started laughing. Because I was like, I ain't never said none of that shit. I was like, this is some funny shit. Like, dude, you mad at me over some shit I never even said? Okay. Because anybody who follows me, y'all know I do not give y'all people's addresses. Y'all know I do not dox people. Y'all know I do not play those games. And y'all know I don't like it when other people do it. And you know it don't even matter. Y'all, if you've watched this channel, y'all have seen me tell other vloggers, including Daryl, I don't like it when people do that kind of stuff. I don't like that kind of stuff. I don't like it. Period. Point blank. I don't like it. Because we're all grown and we all need to make sure that our family and our loved ones and the people who live with us are safe. And because I don't want none of these crazy vloggers thinking you're going to show up at my door and it not be followed by an ass whooping. I'm going to take a special point of privilege to whoop your ass. And as soon as I beat your ass, I'm going to sit on top of your ass and wait on the cops to show up. And I'm going to keep smacking your ass back down to the ground until the cops do show up. You're going to be in so much trouble. You're going to realize that I am not the one to fuck with. You don't let this voice fool you. You don't let my having too many teeth in my damn mouth fool you. And me having to suck my teeth because I'm very juicy mouthed. That I have to have surgery on the back of these two, the gums back here. You don't let that shit fool you, niggas. Don't get it twisted. I am from the projects, and I done reminded y'all niggas of that on several occasions. I didn't even, at one point in time, we was too poor to even live in the damn projects. We had to live behind the projects, nigga. So don't come fucking with me. I'm not that dude. I'm just not that dude. I will tell you more of my business before you will ever be able to tell my business. I don't have no skeletons in my motherfucking closet. Ain't nobody falling out of the closet talking about, oh, they done had sex with me and all of this bullshit. It's never going to happen. You know why? Because I live a certain kind of life. Okay. You done had everything fall out of your closet, Larry. You done had now full grown men who allegedly said you did things to them when they were boys. Then you had two other men come forward. One claims that you was in a 13-year affair with him. Liar. You lied and you told everybody you was a heterosexual. That was a lie, Larry. And don't run around talking about it wasn't nobody's damn business. Yes, it was. Because how you going to come out here and expose everybody else truth, but you can't tell your own damn truth, and we supposed to follow you and listen to you? Talk about the Pied Piper of bullshit. Are you serious, bro? Are you serious? You must be kidding. You must be kidding. I'm not that dude, bro. I'm not that dude. Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. He talked about, he said, because you guys may know by now that Dwayne Youngblood is a registered S offender. Doing this two-part series, he chronicled the way he was trafficked ultimately through the Christian church. Now, I want you to understand how this green-haired goblet is creating this narrative. He's already telling the audience that Dwayne Youngblood was sex trafficked through the Christian church. These people over there creating a narrative that this grown man was sex trafficked through the church. Can you say a lie? Can you say a lie? Oh, yes, Daryl. And that's another thing. And I listen here. I don't, if we went over here and told everybody's whole story, they would run for the hills because they haven't told everybody their whole story. But I'll leave that alone because I'm not that kind of vlogger and I don't need that kind of stuff. That stuff is crazy to me anyway. It's crazy to me. And then you want to say, oh, TD Jakes did all of this stuff. TD Jakes did all of this. It's insanity. It's insanity. Larry, you lie all of the time. Sitting up talking about when have you lied? You lie all the time. You said that Manasseh Jordan was going to be coming out and filing papers against TD Jakes. Larry, when did that happen? Larry, when did that happen? When are they going to court, Larry? Then guess what you did, Larry? That's called a lie. In North Carolina, where I was born and raised, that's what we call a lie. You said that Manasseh Jordan was groomed by Bishop T.D. Jakes, and Bishop T.D. Jakes, that instantly the grooming began, and you stole some material off of Manasseh's computer, and you brought that to the public because T.D. Jakes had on a pink shirt, and you tried to compare him to Eddie Long because he told Manasseh, oh, I was thinking of you, so you tried to say he was grooming him. But anybody with a half of a brain knows it takes a whole lot more water to fill up that swimming pool, sir. Whole lot more water. They didn't prove nothing. AT2, shout out to AT2 in the chat. It didn't prove nothing. Didn't prove nothing. Now, they also mentioned the fact in here that Dwayne Youngblood had sent a written letter from his therapist who was supposed to be chronicling Dwayne Youngblood's trauma, and he spoke to the complexity of being victimized. Now, do you all not see how this has been written out and planned out? He's actually saying this in this first live that they did, okay? Talking about how it was the complexity of being, listen to me. If you've gone through any type of these cases, just like you can find a Tyrone Blackburn, an ambulance chasing attorney, you can find an ambulance chasing therapist who will say just about anything. He'll tell you that the sky is green and grass is blue if they think it's going to go to trial and they can get a check. And I said what I said. He said, now Bishop T.D. Jakes has entered has entered the chat as a result of the two-part series going completely viral all across social media, all across. And then they go into all of this other stuff. Integrity cause nothing more than, and he's calling it a money shakedown, blah, 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 blah. Y'all know. And as I told you, these fools been on live for over 16 hours online. I ain't reading all of this. I'm not reading all of this. We'll be here all night. And I'm already 50 minutes in. Let me see what your comments are. Anybody want to mention anything on that live that you want me to address? I'll be more than happy to address. Now, let me stop and say, can y'all please hit the like button? It's over 430 of you guys in this chat, and I have 135 likes. Can y'all get me to at least 200 likes, please? I would really appreciate it. And even for the people that are in the bushes, because I know some of you come from that other camp, and I realize some of you don't like me, and I get it. I understand. But listen, here's the thing. Most of us are sharing the same audience. Y'all come over here and you watch it, even if you dislike me. I understand. I'm not gonna go over there. And I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna go over there and watch them bushwhacking people. I'm just not gonna do that. Because I'm not gonna watch nobody call me names and cuss me out every day. That's not what I'm gonna do. Not for my peace and not for my sake. Why would I go over there and listen to a bunch of people curse me out and call me names who don't even know me? You understand what I'm saying? I've actually talked to William on the phone. When I talk to you guys about how William treats people, I've had interactions with William on more than one occasions, at least three. William is so slow, he probably don't even remember. Him and I was on the radio together one time. It was me, him, and the cussing pastor. Can you imagine that? That was a long time ago. Long time ago. Secondly, when Satino Kemp story came and pimppreacher.com, and we were dealing with that story, we had to interact with William, and I interacted with William then. Boom, boom, boom. Third thing, when William was trying to get his website back, when him and Larry wasn't talking no more, talked to William on the phone. And I was willing to help William as long as he wouldn't tell nobody I helped him. So for all of these people to run around here talking about, oh, I hate somebody, you can see clearly I don't hate anybody. I was willing to help William as long as William wouldn't use my name. That was the one condition I told William. I said, William, if I help you do this, you are not allowed to tell anybody that I helped you put your stuff back together. And the ninja couldn't even be respectful then. He started talking all off the wall. I said, okay, well, then you don't need my help. Hey, Regina. Shout out to the Juice Radio. I said, oh, well, you don't want my help. You don't want my help at all. Because if you can be rude and disrespectful and talk like that, then you don't need my help at all. At all. And I'm just saying. And that's just how I feel. Lord, Dion is a fool. Dion say I no longer take baths because of what he did. You are a goofball, just a goofball. I'm just saying. And my thing is this, as a vlogger, you have to be able to speak truth to power. If you're getting into bed with these people, you will never be able to talk freely and tell the whole truth. You're going to have to always contort your commentary to fit the narrative of whomever you're in bed with. That's just straight across the board. Period, point blank. And let me tell you something. Let me tell y'all something. That green-haired goblin over there, he's going to always be checked by Larry, and Larry is always going to check him. The only time he can ever check Larry is that little goofy shit that he pulled when Larry was coming down off the screen. Bye, Larry. Send me my Cash App, a hee and a ha ha. And he started a storm all because Larry is trying to get his hoes to work together. He's trying to get his hoes to work together. And Shamu do not want to make any more room for any more whales to enter into the pool of Larry Reid. Shamu ain't letting that happen. That is not going to happen. Because everybody over there done pissed on Larry's leg and they kind of staking out their territory. Oh, yes, they are. That's what they're doing, ladies and gentlemen. That's what they're doing. Everybody's putting a stake down and they pissing on Larry's leg saying, no, this here my Larry Reid. This ain't your Larry Reid. This here my Larry Reid. Do you ever notice how that green haired goblin talks? He always speaks like he speaks French. We doing this. And we have known Dr. Reid for this long and this time. You ain't known that man for that long, dude. What are you talking about? You don't even really know that man. You've never really been in the house with that man. You never lived with that man. You don't know what that man does in his private life. But Vincent knows. And that's why y'all can't stand Vincent. Because Vincent came out here and told y'all the whole truth and nothing but the truth. And now y'all can't stand Vincent. Y'all love to stay on Vincent's head. And then and Levantre told you what happens in his house because Levantre lived with him. And that's why y'all can't stand Levantre, because you want to create this image of Larry Reid that we know is in my opinion, is a fraud to the public. Let me go here. Do you remember when LRL said I was offered 5? Oh, yeah. Oh, I meant to tell y'all this. So I was doing some research today, as I so often do. Larry, you talk about the lies that you told. You said that you never said that you spoke with the team members of TD Jakes. You're a liar, Larry. Here's another lie you told. On November the 27th of 2024 at 12:57, you uploaded a video entitled Larry Reid Live Update, spoke with team members of Bishop TD Jakes and Dwayne Youngblood. You didn't come out here telling people that you spoke with one person removed from Jakes. You didn't say that you spoke with 10 people removed from Jakes. You said you spoke with the TD Jakes team members. You spoke with his camp. That's what you said. You were lying when you said that, Larry. That's called a lie, Larry. You didn't speak with nobody's camp. And then now all of a sudden you coming back talking about, I might have been wrong about that. I might have been just speaking with someone that say they was with his camp. I don't really know. That's beside the point, Larry. What the point is, Larry, you've been lying. That's the whole point, Larry. Not for you to come out here later like Tyrone Blackburn with your AI changing of everything. It's for you to actually tell the truth about the things that you've done and that you said. And that's why you deserve to be deposed. You deserve to be under oath, and you deserve to give an actual account of the actual truth. Now, let me tell you all something else about this lie that he keeps throwing out about Carlton Pearson. First of all, Larry did not know Carlton Pearson for that long. Let me be very frank. Because you've interviewed somebody on your podcast twice does not mean you know them. So you know what I did? I made a couple of phone calls yesterday, and I spoke with a couple of people that know Bishop Pearson and have been around Bishop Pearson for, 20, 30 years. Let's go a little bit further with this conversation, shall we? Let me share something with y'all. I made a couple phone calls yesterday, and I said, okay, well, let me call some of the people that I know who know Bishop Pearson. I said, what the hell is Larry talking about this whole rift between Bishop T.D. Jakes and Carlton? I said, because my understanding is, from what I know and I, have seen, even before Bishop Pearson died, a couple of months before he had died, he visited Bishop T.D. Jakes at the Potter's house and was acknowledged, sat in the service and so forth, which Carlton did often in a lot of different places with a lot of his different friends. He actually sat in the service. So I said to the person, I said, what's the truth of this matter? And here's the story that they told me that Larry could possibly be alluding to. They're not really sure if this is what Larry is trying to say, that Larry's not telling y'all, but let me go here. So back in the day when Bishop Carlton Pearson decided that, he wanted to come out and tell everybody about, his gospel of inclusion and so forth, Charisma Magazine did an article on Bishop Pearson, right? In that article, they asked Bishop Pearson about some of his comrades. Dion, calm down. Whatever you got going on in there, the moderators will typically time you out if you're doing something. And if moderators, please, just kind of, if he hasn't said anything crazy, just don't time him out. I don't know. Dion, I have no idea. I don't be paying attention to the to the chat. I don't. So let me explain to this Carlton Pearson side. So I asked the person, I said, so what's the deal with this Carlton Pearson lie that he keep running around here telling? Because what Larry doesn't understand is I know people. And I know people who are friends with Larry. I have relationships with people who are friends with Larry, believe it or not. I actually do. That Larry don't know I'm friends with them, but I have friends. But let's move on. We'll move on. We'll move on. So I said, what's the deal with this Carlton Pearson story? They said, this is what it might be. That's what they said. When Charisma Magazine did the article on Bishop Pearson said that he had kind of talked to some of his, his comrades in the ministry, and they didn't really have a problem with his gospel of inclusion, or none of them had come out officially and said that they had any sort of issues with his statements. So Charisma Magazine decided, okay, well, let's go to some of his comrades and ask them. Well, Bishop T.D. Jakes was one of those people. Bishop T.D. Jakes made a statement that he felt that Bishop Pearson's message was heresy. And that may be possibly one of the things that Larry is alluding to when he talks about this Bishop Pearson non-story that doesn't exist. Because if you understand who Bishop Pearson was, Bishop Pearson, he loved people that you just, sometimes you would be like, why is this man even supporting these people? Even to the day he was supporting Larry, I was always like, I don't understand it. Even to the day he died, there were certain things that were done at that funeral that people did for that service and those funeral only because Bishop Pearson asked them to deal with Larry and asked them to, because they didn't even want to deal. Just like Bernard Jordan's team didn't want to deal with Larry, there were people around Carlton Pearson that wanted nothing to do with no Larry Reid. They wanted nothing to do with Larry. Larry likes to trek out Carlton's name like him and Carlton were the best of friends. No, nigga, he didn't even know you. He knew of you and had those experiences with you when you raised money for him on your platform. He don't know you, not like that. Moving right along. But that is one of the stories that it could possibly be, ladies and gentlemen. But then those of us and people that have been around Carlton Pearson and his ministry for years, let me explain something to you. Carlton would go to certain services and sit in the service of his friends who had been friends with him in the ministry for a long time. They would acknowledge Carlton. They would normally have Carlton to stand up and acknowledge his contributions to the Christian church and to the body of Christ at large. Now, preachers are going to say what they need to say in order for them to protect their check and to protect their pay. One of the things that Carlton used to say all the time is they always come to him like Nicodemus by night. They'll come to him behind the scenes and say they agree with his doctrine, they agree with certain things, but they would never acknowledge it in the public, right? But they will always have respect for Carlton. This whole thing between T.D. Jakes and this whole illusion that T.D. Jakes hated Carlton or they had some sort of animosity and all of this crap, that is, unless Larry Reid can come out here and actually give you concrete proof with something coming out of Carlton Pearson's mouth about what the beef was between him and Carlton Pearson, it is all bullshit. And you can go tell him I said it. And so you need to stop weaponizing Carlton Pearson's name and throwing Carlton Pearson's name in some shit that he don't have nothing to do with. You need to stop using that man's name and stop putting his name in stuff that you know damn well he don't have nothing to do with your beef between you all and T.D. Jakes. That's some shit between Bernard Jordan, you, Manasseh, and Dwayne Youngblood and all of y'all. That's all y'all shit. That ain't Carlton shit. That's your shit. That's your shit. So you need to cut all of that out. You need to cut that out, Larry. Come out here and show some proof, or shut the hell up and stop telling these people all this bullshit. And it's all, this is how Larry deal with y'all all the time. Oh, I'm holding on to some stuff and I'm not going to come out in the public and say it, but I'm going to tell you this. So he'll say he's not going to tell you, bring out the proof that he has, but then he'll put out a whole bunch of ambiguous bullshit that you all are hanging on to. And it normally 9 times out of 10 is just bullshit, because Larry is a bullshitter, just like his bullshit when it comes to Bernard Jordan. You can't on the one hand say, oh, I'm going to remain respectful to my mentor and I'm going to show nothing but love and kindness towards him. And then you're going to get in your private Patreon and call his son an asshole. And then you go through all them other names that you did. Come on, Larry, you know you did it. But you're never going to come out and tell the public. You know why? Because according to Larry, if there's no receipts, or what do you call them, receptacles, then he can say whatever he wants to the public. He'll let y'all think whatever. He don't care. As long as you watch Larry, you click on the videos, you give your Taruma and your 888, he don't care about telling you the truth or having no integrity. He don't care nothing about that. He's just going to keep lying to you and spreading all of this stuff all over the internet because it gets us talking about him. That's what it does. And Larry, like I told all of these folks, I'm hoping to God that you would shut your mouth so that we can move on and move past you and not have anything else to say about you, because I'm really quite sick of you personally, because you're a disgusting person. You're a disgusting person. You're just disgusting. Stop using Carlton Pearson's name like a damn weapon. Carlton ain't got shit to do with your beef between you and TD Jakes and Bernard Jordan and Manasseh Jordan. He don't have nothing to do with that. Stop mentioning that man's name and putting his name in all of this. And that's all I'm going to say on that. So hopefully y'all understood what I just said in regards to TD Jakes. When Charisma Magazine went to Bishop TD Jakes and asked him about Carlton Pearson, he said that Carlton Pearson's theology was heresy. That could be a possibility of what Larry is alluding to, but Larry has not come out here and showed you any proof that that is what the beef was between him and Carlton Pearson. He's just trying to get you all to think that there's some sort of beef between the two of them, or there's some sort of rift between the two of them. And I'm sick of it. I'm actually quite sick of it. Larry, your beef is with Bishop TD Jakes because you felt like you guys probably went to TD Jakes and asked him for something and he said no, or something transpired. You all are the ones who have the beef, not Carlton. Carlton didn't have no beef with him at all. And if he had a beef with him, it wasn't the kind of beef that you bringing out to the public and you trying to make the public believe and think. So you need to knock it off and just shut your mouth. Because let me tell you something, Larry, some of the things that you say, there are a few things that you are talking about the black church, and you're talking about how the black church is handling things. That is true, Larry. There are some things that you talk about and you speak about the black church. Some of those comments that you make about the church and the institution of the church is 1000% correct. But because you lie so very much, you're presenting this stuff on such a trash can lid that no one wants to listen to you. No one wants to listen to you. And you could probably get further if you would just stop all of this drama that you keep trying to create so that you can put yourself on some sort of pedestal, like you're better than the rest of the vloggers on the internet. Larry, whatever God has for you is for you. Whatever God has for me is for me. I don't give a darn how many followers you have. I don't give a darn what you got, what you buy, what you sell. All I know is you tell a bunch of lies. You're so uber rich, Larry, you're having yard sales. Larry, you're so uber rich, you keep applying for loans. Why does a rich man apply for loans? You talking about lying, Larry. You lie about your money all the time, Larry. Larry, you lied about that woman that you put up in that Patreon. You remember the bull and the bear? You remember the bull and the bear? And you was holding on to all of the bull, Larry. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So when we have these conversations, Larry, you have to be willing to be honest in the conversation and stop with your foolishness. You didn't win that E. Dewey Smith case. That's a whole lie. You didn't win E. Dewey. You're lying. You lied about Andrea Garrison. Let's if you want to go there, let's go there. You lied big time regarding Andrea Garrison. You knew who that girl was, but you perpetuated that lie because you could not come back to your followers and tell your followers the truth about who you knew that girl to be. Because I found out who she was after I did my investigation. You mean to tell me you had told them people all of that stuff for all that long time and you didn't know who that woman was? Okay, Larry, knock it off. Knock it off, Larry. Shame on you. Shame on you for telling that lie. Yeah, he had a yard sale. He admitted to having a yard sale. The man said it out of his own mouth. He had a yard sale. And time is revealing, not going to reveal. It's revealing right now. It's unfolding right now, right before our very eyes, if you're paying attention. Well, here's the thing. Bishop Jordan didn't confirm nor deny he got 3 million, but what he did say, if I did get 3 million, what an interesting story for Larry to go from laying on the floor to being able to give him $3 million. So it looks like he added something to Larry's life to get him to $3 million. But if you want to know the truth, in my opinion, Butch, of course, everybody's making money. If you got a scammer in Patreon and you got a woman coming in there telling these people, giving these people all these false stock tips, and these people are buying and selling tips, and they're doing it in private. Do you not know it is against the law? You all, the security, if I wanted to be deviant, Larry, if I hated you so bad, Larry, I could call the Securities and Exchange Commission tomorrow and turn you in along with that woman who is already in prison. I can turn both of you all in for going and giving stock advice to people in that Patreon, because that is an illegal activity. You cannot do that, sir. You cannot do it. So if I hated you so much, Larry, I would have went and called in people and filled out the paperwork a long time ago, and they would have seized your damn assets, and the rest would be history. So you need to knock it off. I don't hate you, Larry. I just know you're a liar. And as a man, I have a right to question the things that you say. Just like you have a right to question what I say. You have a right, you question everything Daryl Moore said. And I even admitted and told you not every fact that Daryl had was correct, but I'm not going to throw the baby out with the bathwater. Every single thing that Daryl found out about you, some of that stuff was a hodgepodge of stuff that we had to kind of murk our way through and try to figure out. But at the end of the day, Larry, we found out that you were a liar, and we found out that you had some accusers, and we found out that you and your best bud, Shamako, the cake baker, the man that you said, if he had a vagina, you would marry him. We discovered a whole bunch of stuff that was swirling around you, Larry. A whole bunch of stuff. So this whole thing about you being so truthful and trustworthy and honest, you've been nothing but. Now, here's another thing I want to say. I question how Tyrone Blackburn actually got in touch with Dwayne Youngblood. Here's what they're trying to tell the public, ladies and gentlemen. I want y'all to hear me very carefully. They're trying to say that Tyrone Blackburn saw Dwayne Youngblood's social media tweet or account, and he reached out to Dwayne Youngblood through text message, through a tweet or something, private message, to say, oh, I think you might have a case or something. My question to you all, how would Tyrone Blackburn get on the radar of a Dwayne Youngblood? Just ask yourself that question. And Larry, you just admitted in another lie that you had been speaking with Tyrone Blackburn, Dwayne Youngblood, before he got out of jail. Could it be possible, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just throwing this scenario out, with all the stuff that was surrounding TD Jakes, that somebody just didn't put Dwayne Youngblood in the path of Tyrone Blackburn? Could they have not said, hey, you might want to reach out to this lawyer because he might take your case? Could somebody have not done that to Duane Youngblood? And according to these new documents that Larry claiming he don't know he's named in, and he ain't keeping up with the case, even though he's been named co-conspirator number one. And if you believe that, I got a whole lake that I could sell you. You a grown man whose name's been added and talked about in a lawsuit, but you're not paying that any attention. You a lie. You are absolute lie. You've been caught, Larry. This plain and simple. And not too many days from hence, you're gonna pay the price and the Pied Piper for this foolishness that you caused. There is no excuse for your behavior, Larry. And the same thing that you accused Daryl Moore of doing, you did on your platform. You allowed somebody to come up and tell their story. You did the same thing. This man came up on your platform and told your story. Told his story. And now all of a sudden, it was okay for you to do it, but it was wrong for Daryl Moore to do it. Okay, Larry. All right, if that's what you want to say. You the one never explained your PPP loans. One moment you said you got a loan, and then the next minute you're talking about you paid the loan back. Those were all things that you've said over the years, Larry. I'm just saying. Then you got these people going in and questioning, trying to follow behind everything I do. Larry, I'm an open book. All that stuff that y'all was talking on the internet, creating all these narratives, I just let you do it because it ain't going to bother me not one bit. That stuff going to roll off my back. It's going to roll off my back. You know why? Because I'm a self-sustaining man. I've built a life to where I don't have to go move to another state so that I can get under some other man's nutsack so I can feel like my life is moving forward and upward. I don't have to move away from the group home, living across the street from the police station in order for me to feel like I'm worth something. I already know I'm worth something. So you can tell me whatever you want. You can call me every name in the book, but I can clearly tell you don't know your value and you don't know your self-worth, because if you did, you would not have to go sniffing around some other man's scrotum in order for you to have some level of self-worth. Oh, and let's not even talk about John Kelsey Stevens. I believe that's what the man's name was that sued you, Larry. And what did he decide to do, Larry? He just decided not to pursue the case. You didn't win the case. He just decided not to pursue it. Lies that you talking about. You don't tell no lies, Larry. Those were all lies. Now, somebody said, well, what did Bernard Jordan lie about? Let's talk for just a second here. Let's talk for just a second. Do I believe that Bernard Jordan went up on St. James's platform to get a lick back? Yes, I do. Because Bernard Jordan is just as petty as Larry Reid. Because the whole idea here is for both of these men to save face, right? Do I believe that every single thing that Bernard Jordan said about Larry is truthful? No, because I've been telling y'all from day one, Larry is lying and so is Bernard lying. Both of these jokers are lying. And they're both lying because they're both trying to keep control of the money. This has nothing to do with the truth. This has everything to do with the money. Now pay attention to this part. So Larry goes on this boy's platform and he says to him, I need for Bernard to stop calling my people. Stop calling my people. Stop calling my people. St. James so adequately put that they have a cross-pollination of followers. So one of the reasons why Bernard could be calling Larry's followers is because they cross-pollinated, right? But hold on here. Larry, those people that you are cross-pollinating probably came from Bernard Jordan's camp, and you are trying desperately to keep them over there with you. That's one of the reasons why you are lambasting Bernard Jordan every chance that you get, especially privately, because even in your private Reformation roundtable that you had with Christian A. Smith and what was the other preacher's name down there in Atlanta, the white guy, Carlton Pearson's that took over Carlton Pearson's legacy stuff. What's his name? D.E. Park. You had D.E. Park, another lady, another man, and George Bloomer sitting in the audience. I want y'all to understand something. George Bloomer was in that audience sitting down, right? And in the course of that, Larry actually brings up this voting thing about Bernard, or voting. He didn't say Bernard Jordan, but he brought up the voting thing. And the reason why he did that is because he had some of his highest donors and givers in this little round, sit down sort of thing. So he's doubling down on this whole thing about this voting thing. But Larry, the reason why people are saying that is because you opened your big mouth and you are the one who said it. And I think sometimes, Larry, you forget that you're being recorded, you dumb. But you keep calling TD Jakes dumb. No, Larry, you have proven yourself to be stupid over and over and over again. You could never pass a test. Just like in that E. Dewey Smith case, sir, when that lawyer grilled your behind and you lied under oath, because it was a whole lie that you told under oath. That's neither here nor there. I'm moving on along from that. But Larry, you need to stop. You need to stop. You need to just cut it out. And I understand all your bitches will be talking about me for the rest of their lifetime. I get it. I understand it. So bitches, do what you do. I don't give a F. I don't care. Do what you want to do. Do what you want to do. But one thing I do know, you bitches will never be on my level. Never. When you want to talk about not on somebody's level, oh my God. I don't even mention that crazy looking white lady with them worms underneath her wig. I don't even mention her because, I mean, what's the point of that? She's got one, you hear me say she, him, I don't know what to call. What does he call himself now? What is he? Somebody tell me, what is he? And I don't even know what to call the green hair goblet or that other one. I don't know what to call them. What do you call them? Do you call them her? Do you call him him? Do you all know what their pronouns are? Because I literally do not know. I don't know. What does that dead looking white lady call himself? What does he call himself? Do he refer to himself as her? Because he's wearing a wig like a woman. He's got on eyelashes. He's got on long nails. He's wearing girdles. What do you call him? If he calls himself her, I'll refer to him as her. Because every time I look at him, he looks like a dead white lady. That's what he looks like to me. I'm just saying. He looks like a dead white lady. And Pearl is over there wilding out. What you wilding out for? Calm down. Calm down. It ain't that serious. It ain't that serious. You wilding out over there. Wilding out over there over another one of Larry's bitches. You just one of the other bitches in a long line. Didn't y'all listen to Vincent? Vincent said he keep bitches. You just one of the bitches. What? Know your role, bitch. That's what I want to say. Know your role, bitch. Get your ass in line and shut the fuck up. Because what he need to do is he need to take a razor blade and cut you underneath your arm so you shut the fuck up and learn a lesson, bitch. Because that's what you tell a bitch who gets out of line when you the pimp. You got to know how to talk to these bitches, and you got to know where to cut they motherfucking ass. You don't cut them in their face because you got to put them out on the host roll so they can get that money and get them cash apps and get that 888 and them 8888s. So you need to tell them to raise up your underarm and let me slice you under your motherfucking arm, bitch. So you understand you don't come out on this motherfucking internet questioning me, bitch. None of you bitches can question him. None of you. None of you can question his ass. So don't come over here trying to tell me nothing. You the bitch. You the bitch. All y'all are the bitches. Sitting over there with wigs and shit and had a nerve to be talking about somebody. You better go somewhere. Because let me tell you one thing. If you need a new pimp, I can introduce you to one. I know one. He'll have your ass internationally known. You'll be traveling the whole country. Which ain't safe to do no more. With the P. Diddy should have taught all you niggas to stop flying these hoes all across the country. I'm just saying. And Larry, you might want to consider not flying any of your hoes in to that Reformation anymore so they can get a key card and feel like they're at the top of the world because they got a key card to an elevator. You might want to reconsider that position, Larry. Because he was real shocked. He got a robe from the hotel and went live and thought that was something to be bragging about. I'm just saying, you all going to ordering DoorDash. That's shit that normal people do all the time in their life. Because as a matter of fact, when I get off of this live right now, I'm going to go have dinner. I'm going to go find me a very nice place to go sit and enjoy my meal. And I might have me a glass of something. That's normal shit. That ain't nothing to be nobody impressed about. Some of you tonight probably came in from having dinner, or you having dinner on your way home. That's just normal shit for most of us. We don't get online and show the DoorDash bag and where we got the food from. Nobody does that. That shit comes from people who ain't never had shit. That's why you wear all this gaudy jewelry and you do all of this stupid shit, because you ain't never had nothing. When Daryl Moore told us all that you came from a trailer, Larry, that told me everything I needed to know. That told me everything I needed to know. Not that you can't live in a trailer and become an exceptional person, because I was raised in the projects and I definitely did not have the projects in me. So I do not live in the projects. I'm not surrounded by project people, nor do I have a project mentality. But Larry, you still have a trailer mentality. Let me explain to you how you have a trailer mentality. Larry, here's how you have a trailer mentality, Larry. You always try to get all you can all you get, sit on the can and dare any of your bitches to get near your can. That's why you feel threatened when any man or anybody confronts you, because confrontation, you have never been used to confrontation and legitimate confrontation. And that's why you had to drop Bernard Jordan, because Bernard Jordan was not going to let you confront him as if you and him was on the same level. You are the mentee, and now you want to be the master. Over there prophesying at Reformation about basketballs. Oh, Lord. Somebody sent me something, y'all. Lord help me. Larry, you over there prophesying basketballs. Oh, I see. Now, how I know that, Larry? Now, Larry, how I know that? Oh, I see basketballs around you. Larry, you all ought to be ashamed of y'all self. But I understand if these dumb people are dumb enough to keep supporting it, hey, get your money. Larry over there prophesying about basketballs, y'all. I swear I can't make this stuff up. Oh, Lord help me. Larry, you a whole, y'all, that whole camp over there is a whole mess. Now, oh my God, y'all need to go find out what prophecy is and what it's for. I'm just saying, love and happiness. I mean, come on. You gonna have somebody sit up and prophesy to you about basketballs, and you gonna give them your money? Like, for real? Okay, whatever, y'all. Do what you do. I celebrate all of you. Celebrate every last one of you. Do what you do. May the Lord bless you and keep you. That's all I have to say. And that's one of the reasons why that's why they brag about everything. They come out here and they have to show you everything. It's because they've never had anything. And most of us who know that, we already know. We know what it is. Y'all know what it is. Y'all are all adults. I treat you like you're an adult when you come into this chat. You don't have to agree with me. Hey, Bush people, I know y'all don't always agree with me. I know some of you cannot stand my black ass. I know it. Because you have been conditioned to believe that everything I say is inaccurate, incorrect. And because your favorite leader is a person that you like. And you know what I noticed last night? This real talk too. I was sitting down last night when I was speeding through all of these videos. I mean, I was pressing that 2X like a mug, trying to get through all of this stuff. You know what I said to myself? I said, everybody has their own team of followers, right? Who support them, who believe in them, who know, who trust what they say. Pearl has his followers. Larry got his followers. And that's a cross-pollination too, because some of Larry's people is over there with Pearl now. That's how their subscriber base goes up, because their subscriber base would have never gone up if Larry wouldn't support them. Moving right along. Same way with that green hair goblin over there. Moving right along. So then you go over to the other green hair goblin. He's got his supporters. You know, them folks over there that want to talk about the real housewives of this and that. Because he said something about the real housewives on the video. And I was like, well, what does that got to do with anything? I was totally confused by all that. But anyway, I said, okay, he's got his followers. Guess what? I got mine. St. James has his. Daryl has his. We all got our own followers. And some of y'all creep over here in the chat, even though you don't like me, you come over here because you know I'm going to tell you the truth. And you know I'm going to cuss his motherfucking ass out. And you know it, and I know it. And I don't mind. I'm not a perfect person. I'm not a perfect Christian. I'm a purposed Christian. I know what I'm supposed to be doing. And I will not be contorting my commentary for no damn body. I don't need to be your damn friend, Larry. And that's the kind of person you need to have around you, Larry. You need to have people around you who can check your black ass. But the problem is you're not man enough to take it. You don't know how to take it because you get your little panties in a bunch and you start crying, manamana. Do do be do be do. Manamana be do be do. That's you, Larry. Manamana be do be do be do. Be do be do. That's you, Larry. And then you get to crying and whining because somebody checked your black ass. I'm going to drop the link. But I'm sick of y'all contorting your commentary like we all have to step and fetch around Larry's motherfucking ass. Fuck him. And I meant what the hell I said. No. If you're going to come at me and you're going to come at other vloggers like we got to contort our commentary to appease your black ass, nigga, fuck you. And I meant what I said. I meant that. I meant what I said, and I don't take it back. If you think that I have to speak well of you in order for me to give my commentary, nigga, fuck you. I'm not stepping and fetching around you in no kind of way. And if the saints don't understand that and you get offended by the fact that I said what I had to say, you need to grow up too. You need to grow up too. Because ain't no grown man gonna let another man say the things that Larry says to these vloggers and get away with it, not on any kind of level. Not on any kind of level. I'm a grown man, nigga. I don't play them type of games. You can play that with them other dudes that you surround yourself around, Larry. But no, grown men ain't gonna let you tell me what I can talk about on my damn platform. Oh yes. And speaking of Leo, let me say this. By the way, you all, next month is my birthday coming up, by the way. August 8th, shout out to all the Leos. Shout out to Patsy Brown. Shout out to Patsy. Patsy and our birthday is on the same day. Whoop whoop. Shout out to all the Leos. Speaking of Leos, listen here. Jives has been doing this work for quite a long time. I often tell you guys, I may not agree with Jives. I have no beef with Jives, but you need to respect the work that other people have put in to the stuff that they've done. And I think that Jives is trying to get in a better place with all of the stuff that he's doing. I don't listen to everything that everybody says, but that's just with any man. But y'all need to respect the space and this place that he's in. And if you support Jive, support his platform, do what you do, and let it be what it is. You understand? Because anybody who's gone through what Jive has gone through in the last year deserves to have some peace and to go somewhere and to rest, to recuperate, and do what they need to do. You know what I'm saying? Because he's been through a lot, and I'm sure emotionally that had to affect him. You understand what I'm saying? Yes. And CC, let me explain something to you. You don't come to a Leo's platform not coming over here to be entertained. Leos are very entertaining. Now, some of these other so-called signs that Larry is so into are some of the most deviant creatures I've ever seen in my whole fucking life. You mean to tell me that you can hate somebody that you've never had a phone conversation with and you don't know in real life and you just hate them? You just hate a person. You get on the internet and just go after them. I go after Larry's motherfucking ass because Larry is always lying, and he lied on me. He did a whole bunch of shit. So I'm going to talk about Larry as much as I want to. And I'll reiterate it for all of you people in the back. Fuck that nigga. And I said what I said. I'm not curtailing my commentary just so that I don't have to deal with you. Man, you better get out of here with that foolishness. And any man worth his salt would never let Larry step up into their face and talk the way that Larry talk. Are you kidding me? Man, you better go somewhere with that stupid stuff. The link has been dropped. If you got anything to say, make it expeditiously quick, because I'm gonna get up out of here so I can go get me something to eat. Because I'm telling you right now, these people is crazy on this here internet. That's what I do know. I'm about to go have me something good to eat too. I think I want to get me some like sauteed Brussels sprouts of some sort tonight. Shout out to any of you all that are looking to support the Mad Church Disease channel. Cash App information is on your screen. So if you're interested in supporting my platform, you have a myriad of ways that you can do it. God bless you. If you decide to, bless the platform, I appreciate you. That information is also found in the description of the video. If you're watching the replay, you'll be able to support the platform from there. So shout out to all of you. All right. I thought we had some support yesterday. I'm not going to call the person's name, but apparently they decided not to support the channel, and that ended up going back to the person. So God bless you as well. No hard feelings. I'm good. We good. We good. Yes, sir.
Hey, man.
What's up, brother?
Chilling.
I bet you are.
Yeah. Just enjoying your show, brother.
I bet you are.
Yes, indeed. Can't nobody blame nothing on you and I.
Listen, they had the nerve to bring your name up yesterday, and that's another thing that fucking pissed me off. I don't know if I told you that. Did I tell you that?
Yeah, you did. You told me about it,
Oh, okay. Man,
and
I was like,
it's
you didn't have
hilarious.
shit to do with none of that shit.
Not only did I not have nothing to do with it, I was asleep.
Daryl, I was out to dinner. I purposely got up and walked out. And there's some people in this chat that can be my witness, and Mary is one of them. I was taking pictures at the restaurant, showing my food that I was eating, because I said I'm not about to give these dudes this type of energy. Now I will give you some energy today to tell you I didn't appreciate how you treated St. James, but that's just me. I'm entitled to my opinion. Y'all
Yeah.
disrespected St. James, and that's my opinion. In a myriad
Uh-huh.
of ways, and it is what it is. And I know St. James is it's like a water on a duck's back; it just rolls off him. But let me explain something to you. That was a setup.
Hmm.
That was a whole setup. It was a whole setup, and nothing but a setup. And St. James, I'm gonna take your words. What you said, you don't have friends on the internet. That man ain't none of them over there on that platform. None of your friends. I'm telling you that right now.
No, no, not a one.
Yeah, not one of them. Not one of
And
them.
all of them fighting
Look, I came
over.
home, Daryl. I
Mm-hmm.
tried to speed through all them videos. I said, "Oh my God, the internet was on fire last night." You hear me?
Fight, fighting for 3 minutes of pleasure and a couple of inches.
Listen here. This dude got these people going nuts, and I just refuse. I refuse. I say what I want to say, Larry, because this is just how I feel. When I get off of this live, Larry, I'm gonna turn on the movie. Because my new series, by the way, if anybody wanted to know, is found on the Stars app. It's called The Serpent Queen. Anybody out there watching The Serpent Queen? Anybody heard about The Serpent Queen? I'm
Oh,
sorry.
what's that about?
Oh, it's really good, Daryl. This woman, she's really like she doesn't kill all her children just so she can become queen. This thing is a trip.
Mm, 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 mm.
uh it's really good. I love, I see this. Where I get my deviant stuff. I get my deviant stuff from the movies. I watch all the stuff on the movies and the TV show. But it's called The Serpent Queen. So if you haven't seen The Serpent Queen, it's on the Stars app. It's really, really good.
Okay.
And every now and then the Stars app will do like a $23 or $25 a year special. So y'all wait till
Mm,
y'all see the special, sign up.
mm,
And then if you don't want to keep it during the year, cancel it.
mm.
But it was really good. So yeah, it was really. The Serpent Queen is really good. It's really,
You,
really good. It's one of those
you,
series that I really like.
you notice how that lady with the financial expert lady, they just gone. She done went the way of the dodo bird.
Oh yeah,
Ain't nobody attaching themselves or claiming ownership to her. It's like she was a pariah.
yeah. But they knew they. I don't care what nobody say. Okay, Larry, you so smart. TD Jakes is so dumb. But you brought a whole woman into your Patreon, talking about she was a financial expert in the bull and the bear. This woman didn't have a 63 a Series 7 license. She had nothing. Shout out to Tasha Global. Tasha Global, can you do me a favor and remind me how much was the fee for the mentorship with Bernard Jordan? What was the fee? The total amount? Was it 50,000? Did she I thought she said 50. Wasn't it?
Hey, hey,
Is that the right number?
good Lord.
I think that's what she told us. I think it was 50,000, but I couldn't remember the number today.
The bull and the bear, huh?
Oh yeah, 52,000 she said. See, I knew it was 50,000
The
cuz
bull and
when
the
you
bear.
do the math, it ends up being she said 650,000 because he only takes a certain number of people every year in January.
Oh, wow. The
No, it's
bull
not
and
no, the Serpent Queen isn't a true story. It's not from my understanding. But nobody's mentioned her. Daryl, you know why? Because they trying to get as far away from her as they can. Because they don't want nobody to go to the Securities and Exchange Commission and turn their behinds in. Because legally,
oh,
I just had to tell a preacher yesterday it is illegal for you to be giving out any stock tips. Now, if you guys are talking privately and you giving your friend some stock tips or whatever, you really ain't supposed to do that either. But okay, neither here nor there. Because they can
mm-hmm.
literally come back and sue you, by the way. There's a reason why financial advisors have to carry something called errors and omissions insurance as well, but that's neither here nor
Mm-hmm.
there as well. What do I know? I'm just a blogger. Um, I told him, I said, you're not allowed to hand out stock advice and tips, you all. If you
Mm-hmm.
are not if you are not a licensed financial planner. That's why you will hear other people on the internet tell you, and they'll give you a disclaimer. I'm not a financial planner. Don't take this as financial advice, blah, 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 blah. Because they have a fiduciary responsibility to protect you, to make sure that whatever they're doing is working in the best interest of their client. They don't get you in a private Patreon and convince you to buy certain stocks, and then you turn around and lose your ass and your shirt, and then just skate away and go, oh, we got scammed too. That's what everybody doing. We got scammed too. No, that's not how that works.
Mm-hmm.
That's not how that works,
That's not
ladies and
how
gentlemen.
any of it works.
That's not how it works.
I know one thing. And thank God your name is Marcellus McMillan, and my name is Daryl Moore, and we threw them bastards out,
I know
and
that's
that's
right.
all we got to say.
I know
Can't,
that's
no,
right, Daryl.
can't
And
nobody blame us for nothing.
they literally tried to bring your name up, and that really incensed me yesterday. Oh, because
Actually, it was a good thing, but think about it. They don't want me to say nothing, but my silence has been speaking louder than my voice ever did because everybody else has picked up the mantle and ran with it, bro.
yeah. Well,
For the rest of their life, they got to deal with this. However long or short their life may be.
yeah. But here's the thing. And like some people are saying, it bothered them the fact that you were brought up on St. James's platform one night. It bothered
Uh-huh.
them so to the point to where, oh, because he brought you up, and in order for him to have some sort of calm allegiance or some kind of relationship with Larry, he don't need to have some sort of association with you, or he can't bring you up on his platform or something to that effect. And to that, I say, the hell with that. Who the hell are you to tell me who I can bring up on my damn platform? Larry, you don't run nothing around here. Who you think you is?
The more you try to run people away from me, the more they come to me. It's a beautiful thing because I have been vindicated.
Absolutely.
And everything, every grave that was dug for me has now got them in it with dirt hitting their face. And God has prepared a table for me in the presence of mine enemies. Hallelujah.
Daryl, the same thing he accused you of, he is now on his way to court for doing the same thing. He
Ain't
is
there?
named in a lawsuit as co-conspirator number one. for letting some people come up on their platform and tell their story. Now he can say whatever he want. Oh, I took him to court for whatever else he said and all the other things he said. No, Larry, at the end of the day, you brought him up there because he was lamb blasting your ass, and he let all of them people come up and tell of their alleged situations with you, and that's why you sent him down. But you still, Larry, if you so big and bad and you want everybody to have a kumbaya, go ahead and bring Levontre Andrews up on your platform, and you and Levontre have a conversation. You, Levontre, and Vincent. Go ahead and do that, Larry, since you into the kumbaya and you into telling the truth about who you are and what you've done. When you gonna do that, Larry? I'm waiting.
Mm-mm.
When that's gonna happen?
People was
When
out
that's
here
gonna happen?
celebrating. People was out here celebrating when they thought I was gonna die. I got sick in the courtroom. But look at me, good health, and watching everybody else circle the drain.
But here's the funny thing, Daryl. Some of these people didn't even know that you passed out in court, and they don't even know that the judge had assigned two attorneys to you because they saw what Dr. Dingleberry was trying to do to you, and the judge put the brakes on it and gave you two attorneys and said,
Free,
three.
free,
And said,
free.
okay, go back and work with your attorneys, because Larry was trying to do a whole bunch of shenanigans. And he said, okay, but and like I said, at the end of the day, Larry, you're not supposed to talk about Daryl. Daryl's not supposed to talk about you. You asked for the mediation. Daryl said yes. His friends asked him to step away from the situation. It was what it was. Just like we asked Daryl to step away from the situation, somebody should have told your ass over there, Larry, to close your damn mouth and separate yourself from all of this shit, because you don't have no friends. You don't have nobody over there who can tell your black behind nothing. Because I would have told you, don't you take yourself up on this platform, because every time you open up your mouth, you open up yourself to something else. And Larry, you've been caught, and I'm glad that the Holy Ghost kept my mouth, because if I tell you how you've been caught, you're going to go and try to change the narrative. So I'm glad I'm not going to tell you 1000% what you have done. And I'm glad. But oh, trust and believe, sir, you've been caught. You've been caught. What Lynn say?
Everybody.
What Lynn says? What Lynn says? Wouldn't that be a yeah, that'll be a conversation. You got that right. Bring Levontre up. And you notice Levontre was in the chat yesterday, and you allowed that young man over there to disrespect Levontre. You didn't even say anything about stopping your mentee from being egregiously disrespectful to somebody that you claimed that you was responsible for and pastoring and so forth. You know why, Larry? Because you still in your feelings about that young man coming out and telling his accounts that he alleged had with you. That's why you were upset about it. And that's why you didn't do that. I'm just saying.
From now until the end of time, if you try to get on a TV show, radio show, business deal, hell, lemonade stand, this story gonna follow folks the rest of their miserable life. Nothing you think about or touch will ever be blessed or successful. Everybody involved in hurting Levontre and the other two young men gonna catch hell
Yeah.
forever
It's
until they apologize.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, Daryl, but it is what it is. And I said what I had to say tonight, and I hope I support St. James and what he did. I have mad respect for what he did. I think he was put in an unsafe environment that was contrived to elicit a certain type of response for him, so that they could appear to the judge a certain kind of way and to the other parties a certain kind of way, and they were lying the whole time. And
It ain't gonna work. It's too late now.
yeah, it is too late.
It's too
And
late
shout out
for
to St. James.
anybody.
All I can say.
Yeah, all this damage control and these let me explain tours and no, you should have never said the man was walking around in a thong with a peach cobbler in his hand
Right.
and all of that. You should have never had these folks out here visiting inmates in prison because there's a log showing everybody goes in and out of a prison, phone records, bank statements,
Right.
all of that.
Well,
Somebody about to flip because when the heat hits them, they gonna sing like a canary.
they're already singing. And then Larry gonna sit up there and try to act like he didn't know. He was so shocked by all the information St. James was providing. Listen
Mm.
to me. If y'all believe that, I don't know what else to tell you.
I
You
got some
think
underwater property in the Bahamas. I can tell you, call Atlantis.
Larry, Larry, Larry knows what's going on, you all, and he appears because he always tries to make himself aloof from the situation, so he can appear to say, "Oh, I had no idea. I was out of the country. Oh, I've been busy doing other things. What have you been busy, Larry, doing? Hiring masseuses." Because according to you and your little mentee, that you hiring a whole bunch of masseuses to come over there because you were laying on the bed on the floor, right? Because you was birthing stuff, right? Give me a break. Give me a break. If, you know, that's all that religious mumbo jumbo talk. Um, um,
Everybody that, yeah,
right.
everybody that calls Bishop Jakes any moment of discomfort, especially the people that stressed him out to the point he had a heart attack. Everybody that's them John Doe's gonna be named in the near future. Everybody that's over there gonna lose their shirt because he got money and he got time and motivation, and he gonna sue every last one of them and bankrupt and put them in the poorhouse. Everybody gonna be eating Lunchables and living in the back of a trailer park when he finished,
I got old
sharing
school heart.
sharing
Oh,
the
I'm
floor.
waiting on your old school heart. I'm waiting on you to get your camera together, and I'm gonna bring you up. I'm just
Mm.
waiting on you to fix your camera. I got you. Now let me say
Oh,
this. Let me say this.
uh-huh.
Uh, and here's another prediction. Larry, TD Jakes' attorneys have given you guys an indication of where they're headed. If y'all just follow the breadcrumbs, the last thing that they attached uh was privilege. That's what they mentioned about Tyrone Youngblood sending unprivileged information to another. Um, well, old school heart, I'm waiting on you. Um, if this is
Blackburn is gonna be added as a co-conspirator. You watch what I tell you.
Well, here's what's going to happen, Daryl. They're going to get him from underneath privilege, and once they get him from underneath privilege, all hell is going to break loose in this case. And I wish
And
Stephanie was around. I don't know where Stephanie is. I was
I'm gonna be
hoping
right there when they do that opening argument. Myself, if I have to walk, I'm gonna be right there.
Well, somebody said you don't have to put. Listen, you can turn your camera off. Old school heart. We can just get your voice. I'm fine with that. I just need for you to. It just says your device isn't connected. There we go. There we go. Old school heart. Can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
I can.
Well, hello.
Hi, how are you guys?
Good.
I'm doing good.
That's good. I was so upset yesterday, and I'm sorry if my voice is a little different. I just had a little bit of dental surgery, but
Oh no.
it and I know I can't think of her name right now. Tarsha. Tarsha was on that live with all of us last night. But the one thing that really made me turn it off was the whole discussion that they had about Levante. I don't know why the My Little Pony dude went off on that man the way he did. You would think that they know each other or have been around each other the way that he talked to Levante.
Because
It was
he's a
almost as there
territory
was a hatred.
because he's a territorial bitch. Because
Mm.
anybody that's been in anywhere near Larry Reid's orbit, penis, behind, anytime anybody who's ever been near that, he is going to piss on their leg and he's going to stake his claim. He's a territorial bitch. And you can tell him I said it.
Yeah, I just it was like once that happened, I was like, I gotta go because you don't know him. At least I don't believe that you know that young man.
He
So why
doesn't.
are you coming at him like that? I mean, he was coming at him like
He's
it was
paid
just
to do
mind
so.
blowing.
He's paid to do so. That's why.
But
Yeah.
yeah, and I agree with that. Like, but even if you're paid to do so, where did that all come from? It was really like
I
overly angry.
it was overly angry because he has to protect his mentor at all costs. And this is somebody that legitimately can speak about his mentor in a way that other people cannot speak about, including himself. And there is a whole lot of animosity there because anybody who can speak about Larry in a context that he can't speak about him, he gets upset. Same way with Pearl and the dead white lady. He gets mad at Pearl and the dead
Dead
white
white
lady.
lady. God damn.
I mean, really, he gets mad at Pearl and the dead white lady because they can speak about Larry in a way that he can't speak about him, and they are now in closer proximity to Larry. So that young man is going to forever go nuts over that situation. He's forever going
Mhm.
to do that. What's up, Tasha Global?
Hello, good evening, everybody. How are you on this beautiful evening?
We're good. I
Hey,
heard that you
hey,
came in
hey.
that chat and ran like the wind. That's what I heard.
Yeah, because my spirit cannot take all those demons, and I
Mm.
was totally spiritually disgusted. Um, I will say that Saint James is a graceful
Yes, he is.
host, so this is not really about him of why I got disgusted. I'm disgusted because number one, I've been on YouTube in this vlogging sphere for about I think 2 years, and before that huge viral moment with me, I didn't know that all of this stuff was going on to this magnitude. And I think
Oh yeah.
the most disgusting thing that I witnessed, but after I clicked out. And then I said, okay, let me see if I could bear a little more. I just really couldn't bear anymore after I heard um, a
Mm.
vlogger say that they're going to continue to use black magic to spiritually attack Daryl Moore.
And it ain't
And
work. And it ain't
and I'm
working.
gonna
And it
just
won't
say
work.
this. At the end of the day, these are let me just try to get this right here. I didn't know that there were actually people that sit on a YouTube channel and they don't know you from a can of paint,
Right.
Mm-mm.
and they
Mm-mm.
form wicked and evil opinions about you
Mm-hmm.
because you have an alternative opinion
Mm-hmm.
about someone else that they admire.
Right.
Okay. And
Mhm.
from what I
Mhm.
understand, we live in a free country and nobody can tell anybody what to do. And so all of this gatekeeping and nobody can talk about the 888 profit and trying to control the content that other people put out, the blood of Jesus is against you.
Right.
Okay? Because people have their own money. To run these platforms is not cheap. First of all, you have StreamYard, you're buying equipment, you want your viewers to hear you crystal clear, so you invest money in mics. And so you
Right.
have a man who is an alleged child predator going around paying people money to windmill for him and trying to gatekeep what content is released about him.
Right.
No, you
I was
cannot
disgusted.
gatekeep.
I was disgusted by that.
You
And that's the
cannot
part that
gatekeep nobody.
really pissed me off, and that's what really set me off. You're not gonna tell me what I can talk about on my platform
Yeah,
or
and
who I
that's
can
why I'm
bring
up
up on my
here.
platform. No, you can't do that.
Let
Yeah.
me put it. Let me put it all in perspective for you. At the very core of this whole situation, you have a group of people that have not admitted it, but they all support pedophilia.
Mm.
But they're the ones that point the finger at us and say we're the bad guys.
And
There
you
are a
think
circle of people that support child molestation, pedophilia, infecting people with by having unprotected sex. That's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with wickedness in high places.
now? Let me tell you how I know what Daryl is saying is true. Tasha Global, this real talk. I've been watching and listening and paying attention to a lot of things as of late. All of these people running around here trying to tell you just need to forget a preacher's past and all the stuff that these preachers do. If you really put the microscope on these people's lives, you will discover that some of these people live some very disgusting lives.
Mm-hmm.
Because anybody who's trying to tell you that a person's history or past doesn't matter, 9 times out of 10, if you take a shovel and you start digging, you will find, you're going to find some stuff. Be very leery of somebody who tells you that we just need to forget about a pastor's history and people's past. And it's normally because these people are have done some deeds and they've done some things that they do not want to come out in the light. And I just want
Mm-hmm.
to tell y'all, be very, very careful, because what Daryl just said is 1000% true. And the reason why I know, because I've been praying about that part. That part, what you
Mm-hmm.
just said, Daryl, now that's part I actually have been praying about, because these people
Mm-hmm.
are very deviant, and they're sexually, I don't even know what the word for
Hey,
it.
let's just break it down. Everybody that's over here, none of us are convicted felons. None of us have been accused or even proven to be child molesters. None of us have been proven to have infected anybody. None of us have outstanding warrants in 2 states. None of us have multiple thousand, 100, almost $500,000 lawsuit judgments against us. None of that applies to any of us, but we're the bad guys. Make it make sense.
Yeah,
None of
I
us have
know.
had their children taken from them. None of us have been to jail for something like that. None of us. But we're the bad people, and none of that applies to us. But criminal records and court documents have proven everything about the people over there: prostitution, outstanding warrants, fleeing from justice, looking over their shoulder, scared to answer the door when processors server show up. All of that, none of that applies to us. Not one of us. We are free to come and go as we choose. We don't have outstanding warrants. We don't have any allegations hanging over our heads. Only lies have been put over our heads. And we don't have to defend ourselves because people that know us know it's a lie. The only people believing the lies about us are people that don't like us. And that's okay. It's a free country. You don't have to like me. Heck, I don't like you. That's all right. But don't
But
lie. Just tell the truth. The truth will crush me quicker than a lie will. Tell the truth about me.
But did you hear him yesterday say that like he believes in truth, he believes in the court system. But if that was the case and he believes that all you need is the facts, then why would he dodge you to serve those papers? That was another
Bingo.
question that I had. Why are you dodging him if you sitting there with St. James and you keep saying the same thing over and over again? Well, I believe in the facts. That's all I come with. Facts, facts, facts. And if the court said this, then the court is right. And if you prove your case, it is what it is. Then why did you dodge Daryl? Why?
Exactly. Exactly. And he know why he dodged Daryl, because he could not go in court and deal with what the truth of what actually transpired between him, Larry, and Daryl. That's one of the reasons why. And let me just tell you this. Understand, the statute of limitations has not run out on what you have done, sir. And just trust and believe this.
Nope. Nope. It sure hasn't.
Just when you think you're gonna get away, you're gonna find yourself back in some mess. So you perched up on your little high horse right now, but just understand, it ain't over. It ain't over. It's not over. And I'm gonna leave it there. Now, April J, I'm just gonna simply tell you, I know William has some, because William, he's wanted in a couple of places.
Two in Virginia and two in Atlanta.
He's wanted in a couple places. I'm just saying. And he
Two
running
in
around there with
Virginia.
no tags on the car. I'm just over it. You
The,
all,
the two the two in Virginia. The two in Virginia are felonies, and the two in Atlanta are misdemeanors.
I am over it. I don't care nothing about these people's warrants. I don't care about none of that. Let these people do what they do. All I'm gonna say is,
Mm-hmm.
you don't control me. You're not gonna tell me what I talk about on my platform. You're a narcissistic jerk.
Amen. That's
And,
right.
and I'm not going to allow you to tell me what I can talk about. St. James did a masterful job of trying to show people you're a narcissist and a gaslighter, without having to say you're a narcissist and a gaslighter. And he did the best he could around the circumstance that he was dealt. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, that was a whole setup, you all.
It was a
Um,
bunch of word salad.
Yeah, because if you look at how even if the transcript, if you read the transcript on how certain people ask their questions, you saw what was happening coming from a mile away. That's why I read the transcripts. I don't necessarily want to get into the emotion. I just go read the transcript because
Uh-huh.
because the transcript tells you so much. You just like, oh, I see where these fools are going. But when he asked that first question of St. James, I said, oh man. I said, oh, I see where this is going. I said, let me go to dinner. I said, I'll come back and fast forward through this stuff later. And that's exactly what I did.
Well, I
I'm gonna
just
go ahead.
smoked a cigar and went to bed.
Absolutely. And honestly, that's what we all did. I think I was texting, talking to Mary until I got tired. Old school heart, go ahead and give me your final words and final statements because I'm gonna be on my way up out of here.
No, I just want to say I commend you two for sticking to the real truth because we all know that they are out there just telling a bunch of lies, and it's easy to understand that they're lying because it's out here already on the web where we can pull all this stuff back up. So the
Mm-hmm.
idea that they got away with so much yesterday was so infuriating to me because it's just like the information is already out here. All you got to do is tell the truth. But that one that was over there, he knew what he was doing because to
Mhm.
me, St. James should have had somebody on his side with him. You never go 2 to 1 with them because he already not going to agree with anything that you say.
Right.
So number one, he should have had a partner for last night's discussion. But even the fact that he told Larry told James yesterday, well, at least you could have got my side. I don't see you doing that with nobody else. You didn't do that when you broke that story with TD. Why you didn't
Absolutely.
call another? You said all the TD's handlers. That's what you said. So you couldn't call none of them so you could get the other side
That's
or
because he
any of
don't
the
know
other
none of
stories
them,
that
and
you've
he's been
done.
lying this whole time. That's because he don't know
Yeah.
none of them.
Yeah, so why should somebody give you the same respect and you're not doing that? But then you had the nerve to get on there whining and crying yesterday, and he don't like me because he had people on there that I just don't respect, and you do it all day long too.
Absolutely, and that's why I say
Like,
it's the hypocrisy of it all for me. Old school, like Larry is such a hypocrite. He expects for people to do stuff for him that he don't do for other people.
yeah. So thank you guys for letting me,
I
join in
appreciate
on
you
the,
coming up.
the
Thank
discussion.
you. Thank you for having the strength to come up and speak with me. And you don't always have to agree with me. I just want y'all to understand. Even if you disagree, you can come up here. You don't have to agree with me all the time because I know people be like, well, man, if I go up there and say something, Marcellus is going to let me have it. No, I'm not. If you disagree, I'm just going to tell you why I disagree with you. And we'll have a passionate discussion about our disagreement. It's
Well,
simple as
we
that.
we both we both Leos, so that's probably not gonna happen. You the
Oh,
eighth,
when's your birthday? When's your
I'm
birthday?
2 days before you.
Oh, okay. Good for you.
My
Good for
parent, my
you.
parents' anniversary.
Good for you.
Oh, that's sweet. But thank
Yeah.
you guys. Have a
You're
good
welcome.
night.
And if I don't see you before your birthday, happy birthday.
Birthday.
You Leo you. You Leo you. All right, Tasha
Mm.
Global. Well, I'm gonna let Tasha end the show. Daryl, give me your final thoughts and then I'm gonna go
I'm
to
here.
wait a minute, Tasha. I'm gonna let you do the final statement and then we
Oh,
get out.
okay.
Daryl, you go give me your final thoughts and then I'm gonna go to Tasha.
Everybody that hurt Bishop Jake is gonna get it, and I'm gonna be right there. And everybody that hurt Levante Andrews, they gonna get it until they apologize. Everybody that hurt those three young men, gonna get it. Everybody that hurt Jimmy Battle, they gonna get it. Everybody that hurt Michael Tripp, they gonna get it. I have dealt with this since September of 2019. That this September will be 6 years that I've had to deal with this night and day. I have been vindicated. I have nothing else to say on the matter, and I'm just going to sit back and watch the evil empire crumble to the ground. Babylon is falling. Amen.
Absolutely.
Hallelujah. Pass the cake.
And we have said, Daryl and I, we be talking offline. We be like, aren't you glad that we be watching TV talking about, I'm glad I ain't in none of this.
None of it.
We be
And
laughing
none of it.
because it's funny at this point.
It's
But Tasha Global,
hilarious.
I want to give you the awesome time to close us out tonight. We're gonna end
Mhm.
on your final words. So whatever your final words are tonight, I'm gonna hit the button and this situation will be done. But I want to tell you, Tasha Global, again. I appreciate you. If it was not for
Hmm.
you saying what you said at the beginning of the year, I don't think my mind would have shifted to protecting my peace and not going back and forth with these people. I just say what I
Hmm.
say. I make my commentary. Now, it was you and my other friend, Dawson Speaks. Dawson called me on the phone. Dawson said, Marcellus, you need to protect your peace. And I said, you know what? You're absolutely right. And I
Hmm.
appreciate you, Tasha Global, beyond the YouTube stuff. Just understand something. I'm in the place that I'm in right now, and I am in a total peaceful place
Yes. I
because
sleep.
of,
I
of
sleep
what
so
you
good at
of
night.
what you said. And that is the
Hmm.
God's honest truth. You have
Hmm.
you have the
Wow.
floor.
I sleep good at night. Thank you for that advice. I have protected my peace.
Yes, you have to protect your peace. And what I want to close out with tonight, with some peace, to tell Daryl and also Marcellus, and even those who are in the bushes, to stay on your assignments and do not let the enemy intimidate you. Stand flat footed. And I thank God that Marcellus continues to report on the main thing and continues to let the people know what is going on, not only with the Dwayne Youngblood case, but all of these cases that are surrounding the topics that people are afraid to discuss in the
Mhm.
Black church. And what ends up happening is you have these forces, like Daryl said, it's spiritual wickedness in high places that will try to intimidate other people who are bringing the truth, to try to bring them out of their assignment, to try to go back and forth in these verbal disputes. And those verbal disputes are nothing but distractions. So I
Absolutely.
just want to say, I thank God for you to continue to stay on your post. And like I said, in 2024, God is giving his people divine justice. Every
Hmm.
scandal to be exposed, and every altar is coming down, and we are seeing it happen right before our eyes. So good. God bless you, everybody. Continue to stay on the wall and to wave the bloodstained banner. Good night, everybody. God bless you, Marcellus. God bless you, Daryl. I will be praying for you too
Thank
on
you.
my assignment. Bye bye.
Absolutely. Thanks everyone for watching. Your support means the world to us. Please make sure that you hit the like button, and please make sure that you subscribe to the channel, and make sure you hit the bell icon, and make sure you press all notifications so that way you will never miss any of the exclusive content that comes on my channel. Make sure that you never miss a video. Now, I try to go live every day about 2:30 Pacific Standard Time, which is about 5:30 Eastern Standard Time, and then I come back at night at around 8:30 Pacific Standard Time, which is about 10:30 Eastern Standard, with some more exclusive content. So if you want more Mad Church Disease show content, we love for you to become a member, a revolutionary member of our channel. Please make sure that you hit the join button that's right next to the subscribe button or somewhere around here, so that you guys can receive access to special community posts. You guys get all of the access to my community only lives, because we've got some sipping chats that we're going to be doing, and you guys will get exclusive content. So just make sure that you head on over to the channel page, click on the join button, and make sure that you do that. Thanks again for watching. I appreciate your love and support, and I'll see you on my very next video.
We are Mad Church Disease, helping you understand that Jesus plus nothing is everything. This is a show for everyone, believers and non-believers, from churched to the unchurched. Help us grow the channel by supporting our non-profit causes and create more consistent content. Donate by Cash App or PayPal, or buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com.